You're watching Flippy James Disc Golf. My name is James, happy you're here. This video is a review of the Hex versus the Hex. I have a 157 gram Fission plastic and a 177 gram Eclipse plastic. There's talk around the Fission plastic how in lighter weights, it's just as stable as a higher weight disc in other plastics. I said just as stable, but what I was meaning was they fly the same. I want to start this off by saying this is not a scientific review. This is a real world, let's see if the disc flies differently when I throw them type of review. No scientific comments. Also, there's going to be zero putting in this video. I'm starting my new BSPS. I'm gonna let you figure out what that is. It's a point system, there's a clue. Whichever one is closer to the basket gets a point. If they are the same distance, there's 0 points. And so the higher the score is going to win. Just makes it more fun. I'm gonna play 5 holes, but on this first one, I'm gonna throw it twice because there's 2 different lanes you can hit. And so 6 holes total. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna go to a field with a drone and really just see if I can get one to go farther than the other. First route I'm gonna take is the right gap push it on a hyzer throw. I haven't thrown this Hex since I did the comparison versus the McBeast Buzz. My review videos have came a long way since then, I feel like. Oh man, I put that on hyzer, but it stood up, even for the height. That one was lower and it did not flip up. For the BSPS, Fission's up 1. Even if the Eclipse didn't hit the tree, it still wouldn't have been as close. This was 10 feet. For the next line, we're gonna take the more straight approach to it. Gonna throw both these flat. I'm thinking the Eclipse is gonna drift a bit more to the right than the Fission. I'm gonna throw the Fission first, since it's up a point. Very nice flight. I really like that. Oh, get through that tiny gap. Oh, and I clipped that tree. I feel like I threw those both the same. So far, I'm thinking the Eclipse is a bit more understable. I'm gonna have to give another point to the Fission. I don't think the Eclipse would have been close if it didn't hit that tree either. Wow, that's 2 tree hits for the Eclipse. I'm gonna put these on slight hyzer, and I feel like I'm not gonna have to throw them as hard as I would throw my overstable 5-speed. Fission is going first. Oh, that was so much nicer than what I usually throw. I think it's closer to, no, that's about the same. I usually have to rip on an overstable 5-speed, like kind of sacrifice accuracy, so that's nice. Oh, I pulled that one inside. Still a decent throw. I was thinking it was gonna flip more than the Fission. That was my bad. We're not here to think, we're here to do. These are tests. I shouldn't make assumptions. 3 points so far for the Fission. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I say that I think Fission feels slick, but out here in the heat, it kind of gets a little bit grippy and it might be growing on me. I haven't hated on Fission in the past, but it's just not been my favorite. It might not be my favorite in winter times, like when it gets colder. It's not so bad out here in the heat. Fission's still up, 336 feet. We're gonna put these both on hyzer. I'm gonna try and make it flip to flat and then come back left. Oh my gosh, that was such an early release. But it kind of got some snap. No way it's that over. Oh, we have a wind that just came in. I think the wind just got up underneath it. I might do a YouTube redo. Who knows, maybe that was a slip and not an early release. Not so much hyzer this time. That flipped. Oh, and it's turning. Oh my gosh, it's turning. Oh, it's coming back. Is that tree in the way? Eclipse got a point there. Yeah! This one's like 315, I think. Let's check U-disc. 315. A little bit of a tunnel shot. I'm excited for this Eclipse Hex here because I'm gonna throw it just like I threw the second shot on hole 1, and I think it's gonna be perfect. Oh, why? There's no basket over there. I always worry about hitting these branches right here. All right, the Fission got YouTube redo. It's only fair the Hex does. I've thrown a few shots since I said the YouTube redo. I'm getting ate up by this hole. Hadn't even taken me to dinner yet, you know what I'm saying? It's all worth it. It's all worth it for that. There we go. Oh, a little short. That had a really nice, slow, very subtle turn to it. This hole is not gonna count toward the BSPS. On this last hole, before we get to the field, I'm gonna throw it on a forehand. I do love a mid-range I can give a simple flick to, let it go flate. Flippy James disc canary. Flate means flat and straight. It's the same word, it's just when you can't decide which one you wanna say. Flate. I do love it when I can flick a mid-range and it goes straight and then fades off at the end. So that's what we're gonna do on this last hole. Get under it, or around it. Hey, that's all right. Fission won that game. We're here in the field. It's a new day. This field wasn't available to me last night. In the field I was in, we had a headwind. I was gassed. It just wasn't working out. So we're gonna take the drone up in the air, get some shots with these, and really just see if there is a big difference in flight, stability, distance, any difference at all compared between the two weights and plastics. Those two were very similar throws. Fission did go farther by 18 feet on that throw, and I felt like I threw them very similar. For total distance, I got the Fission to go about 340 on one of the shots. Farthest we threw this today was 330. I could have sworn when I did the Lizotte versus McBeast video, this went like 360, and it was colder than I think. Aren't discs supposed to fly farther in the heat? I must have had the distance wrong in that video, but I don't think so. Which distance in a field where you know the exact distance, it can get a little discouraging, but also kind of helps you realize that like the difference between 330 and 360, it's not like a whole lot. Like that's 30 feet. In a field, I know that's not the biggest difference, but on a course, that's obviously better. We had a slight tailwind. It did gust a few times, and so I'm not sure if it was pushing the disc down more and not letting it go as far as normal. So I was thinking that the Eclipse was more understable, but there have been a few throws where I think there's just a different turning point, because some of the throws with the Fission, it would start to turn and it would turn more for the same amount of time, but there would be more of a turn versus the Eclipse. It would turn, but it wouldn't turn really far. It would just keep holding the turn for the same amount of time and then fight back. That's a difference that I have noticed between the lightweight Fission and the max weight Eclipse. So if you've been wondering if the lighter weight versus the max weight and the different plastics makes a difference or not, I hope this video helped in some way, but I think the best thing anybody can do is go out and throw them on your own and see which one works best for you specifically. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, join the Flippy fam so you don't miss out on future videos. We'll see you in the next one.